Hi, my name's Christina and you're watching Proud Book Lion, and today I'm doing my wrap-up part 11. So I've been MIA from BookTube a little while, yes, because a lot of things have happened in my life, mainly positive but also some negative, because that's just how life is. But yeah, I'm actually having a wrap-up of 10 books because I have read books since last we spoke. Not as many as I wished I had read, but university has been kicking my ass and I've also been having so much fun with university. I might do like a life update thingy, but right now I want to talk about books, because if there's something that I've been missing, it's talking about books. So yeah, I've actually read 10 books, and just to make it easier for myself, I've split it up in 4 categories. So first up, I'm going to talk about the 2 books that I read from my library in physical form, but I don't have them anymore because it was a while ago. First, I read Vicious by Victoria Schwab, or V. Schwab, because it says that on the book, I'm pretty sure. And I absolutely loved Vicious. It was so amazing, and personally, I'm somebody that identifies on the A's spectrum, and to read a book that had hero romance was so relieving, at least for me, and I love the hero/anti-hero conflict. Then the other physical book that I read from the library as well was called To All the Rivers, or All the Rivers. I'm not 100% sure, but it's an English translation of a book written in Hebrew. It's about a Jewish woman from Israel falling in love with a Palestinian man in New York, and they're like dealing with their everyday life, with their romance, but also with the pressure of having family at home, thinking very differently and feeling very differently because of the conflict. And as somebody who's Swedish, I don't have a very strong connection to the conflict. We've only read about it in school, but I thought it was really healthy for me to read about the conflict, and I think it's super duper important that we read books that have been translated from other languages, just so we can get new perspectives and we can learn more. And I said previously, I don't really like romance. Like, I'm single, I never really felt romantic feelings, but I did enjoy this romance just because I could focus on the narrative of the conflict and the narrative of their feelings with where do they belong and who do they have to behave correctly to. I truly enjoyed my reading experience, and I think I gave it 4 out of 5 stars because yeah, I really liked it. I couldn't connect to romance, but I still made me feel things, and when books make me feel something and make me reflect and think, I really appreciate them for doing that. So my next little category, also consisting of 2 books, is audiobooks that I read this month, or these months, because I've been bad at making booktube videos, I'm sorry. But the first audiobook I listened to was Heretics Anonymous, because it was, I believe, the Bibliophone book of the month or month some time ago. I really liked it. I again don't have super strong connections with religion. I am Christian. I've been baptized, I've been confirmed, it's called in Sweden. I don't know if it's called that in America. But yeah, I am not super religious. I very rarely go to church, and I probably haven't been in one since I was like 15 or 16. That doesn't mean that I don't believe in anything, but religion isn't a big part of my life, and it's not a big part of Sweden. We are very secular, so it was fun and enjoyable to read a book where religion had a bigger focus. I enjoyed the friend group, but I didn't fall in love with the book. Like, thinking back of it, I can't remember anything super special about it. I liked the fact that the characters were flat, but for me it was an enjoyable read. I think I gave it 4 to 5 stars, and I would recommend it, but it wasn't the best book that I've read ever. It was just like a very enjoyable book, and it was written with a new perspective, and it gave me like new religions to think about, and it was an enjoyable read. I don't really know what else to say. Moving on to next section, which also consists of 2 books. Wow, I'm boring. It's actually school books. So the first one I actually had to read all of it, and that's why I'm including it. I won't include school books that I haven't read like the entire book. I actually thought some parts of it was interesting. So it's called Social Mobilization, but it's in Swedish. It's written by one of my professors, and he's really cool. And the book itself, it's about when people go together because they think and believe in a certain idea, or they care about a certain group of people and they do something about it, like care organizations. And it was actually quite interesting and I really enjoyed it, and it gave me new ideas and it gave me new perspectives, and it made me realize how poorly some groups of people in our world, and at least in the Swedish society, is treated. So yeah, it was cool. I wouldn't recommend it. If you're forced to read it, at least it's a pretty good read. I gave it, I believe, like 3 or 2 stars out of 5 because it taught me what it should teach me. It was still pretty cool, and I actually think that like professionals need to listen to care organizations more, because they actually talk to the people affected, and they talk to the relatives, and they talk to the guardians and everybody around them. So they usually know more than the professionals, or at least have a bigger view on it, and they actually like customize it to the person affected, while the professional often like tries to only see like the issue. So I liked it, but it wasn't the best. I also read Relations That Help, and I wasn't even supposed to read this one. I just bought it, and then on the bus home I was bored, so I started reading it, and then I finished it. There aren't a lot of pages in it, so that's why I finished it, and I really enjoyed it. It's talking about how your relations can help you through hardship, and how a professional can use their clients' relations in order to get them better and improve. And it talks about the importance of relationships, and it talks about the possibilities we have with relationships, and I really just loved it, and I learned so much, and I could like read it again right now because it just made such an impact on me. And yeah, that was like, so far it's been my best course literature ever, because I really enjoyed it. And next up I have a group or category of books where I have 4 books, and that's actually books from the Shadowhunter Chronicles, because Emma from Emma Books is having a readathon of all the Shadowhunter Chronicles, because Queen of Air and Darkness is coming in like a month, in less than a month. It is like here, and I am not ready, but I'm also very ready, and I'm also terrified. But yeah, I read 4 out of those books in order for me to watch the live shows and even actually participate in one of the live shows. I'm not sure if it's one of those live shows, because as I said, uni has fucked me up with like time. Like, I don't know what happened a week ago. I'm not sure what's happening a week forward. I just like know when I have a presentation, and that's about it. So you have to deal with me being confused. I am sorry, but like, I am also affected by my confusion, because I am confusion. Anyhow, I read 4 of those, so let's go through them very quickly. First up, I read the Bane Chronicles, and this is actually not only by Cassandra Clare, it's by Sarah Reese Brennan and Maureen Johnson as well. And I really liked the Bane Chronicles. I enjoyed some stories more than others, because if you didn't know, this is like a novella collection. Magnus is one of my favorite characters, and he doesn't get enough recognition of everything he does, because he's really an amazing character, and he's helped Shadowhunters through so much. Like, they wouldn't be alive if it weren't for Magnus. So I really liked Magnus. I didn't love this book, but I think I gave it 4 or 5 stars, because I mean, it's a Cassandra Clare book. You can't really give anything lower. Then I read Clockwork Princess, and I didn't cry this time, but usually I cry. I can't really say that because I read it twice, and the first time I cried, and this time I didn't cry. But it's emotional, and it's the last book of the Infernal Devices trilogy, and yeah, I loved it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars, and I just love Tessa and Will and all the other characters. Like, Charlotte and Henry do not get enough recognition as they deserve, but like, I want to be Charlotte. Like, Charlotte is like, what, 24? She is pregnant, she is running an institute, and not any institute, but an institute with Will Herondale. And I mean, taking care of Herondale seems very exhausting, but also very worth it. But like, she's 24 and she's running an institute, and she's pregnant, and she's taking care of everybody, and I just love Charlotte so much, and I think she deserves the world, and I love this book, and I give it 5 out of 5 stars. Then I read Tales from the Shadowhunter Academy, and I love Simon, and this book is great. I know this is the British or UK copy, because I'm stupid when I order things online, but really loved it. Hate the ending, still love this book, still love all the characters, love getting to see dregs, and I love getting to see Shadowhunters and how they interact, and just how the cold peace has affected things. And yeah, just really love this book. Love Marisol so much. She is fierce and I adore it. I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. And then lastly, I read Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare as well, which is the first book in the Dark Artifice Nemesis series, and it's very cool. I love getting to read from Emma because Emma has always been a Shadowhunter as well as Julian, and it's a new perspective, and I love getting to see the old characters pop in, and I love getting to see Emma and Julian develop. I personally don't love Julian as a lot of people do. I prefer Mark actually, and I prefer Emma, and I prefer Christina because I think I relate more to those characters, and I feel like Julian is very ruthless, and that also scares me because I don't know, he has a lot of capacity, and I'm scared when it's going to be used against somebody or against himself, which he already does. But like, Julian isn't my favorite character, but he's still a very interesting character, and I can't wait for Queen of Air and Darkness. This book was, as the last time, great. I truly loved it, and it was just really cool rereading it, and to be able to see all the clues to who's the murderer and all the clues of what's going to happen in Lord of Shadows. It was just really fun rereading it, and I've been so thankful of my arm is tired, but I've been just so thankful to reread the Shadowhunter Chronicles because it's been so much fun. And even if I've only read Shadowhunter books, I'm not really sad about that because I've truly enjoyed them so much, and I enjoyed my experience, and I just love the live shows, and I cannot wait for Queen of Air and Darkness to come, even if I'm not ready. But let's be honest, I will never be ready. So yeah, those were all the 10 books that I read. If you read any great books these last 4 months or something, I would love to know, because books, I don't have any more words to say, but books are great. I hope you read some great books. Please tell me about them, and just thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a great day / night / whatever part is for you. Bye!